And we are live for House of Horrors. With me, of course, is Steven and our very special guest. And the master of the clay.
So they say.
Yeah, the guy who told us, touch the clay, you'll have a bad day.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys. Nice to meet you, Steven, and Echo. Good to see you again, my friend, and appreciate being here on the House of Horrors.
Nice
now,
to meet
Steven,
you.
Did you remember to watch the movie? Were you not a bubblehead and watched the movie?
Oh, was I supposed to watch that? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I watched it. It was awesome. I enjoyed it.
No, I guess I should give a whole origin to the whole bubblehead thing. As I was talking to Karen from Ocean Six Film, and we're talking about characters in the movies who are kind of, stupid. And the phrase bubblehead she used, and it's like, I like that.
Yeah, bubblehead sticks. It's very cool. I like it. I try not to be a bubblehead now after she said that.
So where did that phrase come from?
She kept using. She said it, and it just got stuck in my head. So we're doing a stream with her, and Jake was in the chat, and kept going, bubblehead this and bubblehead that. And if you're a professor, if you really have a character that's a real professor, he's got to have a pipe.
Oh yeah.
Let's see who we got. We got Katie's in here and Pat's in here.
Now I gotta say, I had a blast watching the movie because I kept hearing everybody talk about it. So I said, I gotta check this movie out.
Yeah,
and loved it. What did you think about it, Steven?
Exactly. You took the words right out of my mouth. It was funny. I really enjoyed it. I was going to say, when you were younger, did you ever mess with clay or Play-Doh and create your own little creatures? Is that what got you the idea for this?
Yeah, I mean, I did. And just, watching Gumby and, I always liked the stop motion and the, and the Ray Harryhausen movies growing up as a kid too. So it was just kind of like a mix of Gumby and stop motion and all that kind of, and lack of money, of course, because I wanted to do a regular zombie movie kind of at first, but makeup prices were crazy. I was like, well, I do love clay and I do love stop motion. And I'd done this little space movie where I had them fight this mud monster made of clay, and I'd stop motion animated it. And I was like, well, let's try it. Let's go for it.
Well, it led to something completely entertaining and original. We've seen zombie sharks, zombie beavers, which, by the way, I should file a lawsuit against those people because I lost brain cells watching zombie beavers. But I didn't lose any brain cells watching, clay zombies because it was just, it's an awesome movie. About how long did it take you to do some of the scenes in terms of, the stop motion?
Some of them were really long, especially because I didn't know what I was doing then, and it was like I would shoot a scene without exactly knowing how I was going to do it, which wasn't smart. But anyway, sometimes you just gotta jump into things head first. Like one of the things we did was an actress in the movie, Jessica, who plays Jessica. She wanted to jump off the stage and just launch her machete into a zombie. And it was like, well, I didn't really know how I was going to pull it off. You know what I mean? So learning how to track the camera and editing and how I was going to match up the zombie she cut with her and stuff. So some of that it would take 16 plus hours to, do the stop motion and then put it in the editing program and match stuff up for a 30-second shot. You're spending 16 to 30 hours on it, and you're just it gets crazy.
I've seen them they do the behind the scenes stuff like Kong and stuff, whatever. Okay, get the kid, get it, position, move a little bit, click, move a little, click.
I did I did that in TV productions class. We just had to do a minute and a half or 2 minutes or whatever that week or whatever. It took a couple days to do it. It was just move it. We had to have the story. So I can imagine doing a full length feature. I commend you for that because it's a lot of work. So
yeah, I mean, they used to do those. We're coming into Christmas, and one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time, of course, is Rudolph.
I was gonna say Rudolph. Yep.
Oh yeah, which is a great. if you're looking for stop motion and all that kind of stuff, that's a great one.
Oh,
not just like not just like was it Sinbad and stuff, Herrenhausen stuff.
Yeah, and Rudolph for sure. That's still like my favorite go-to for Christmas. You know,
yeah.
All the songs are the bomb. Stop motion's great. You know, so
yeah, and even Saturday Night Live did it back in the day. Oh no, Mr.
Bill! That's right. That's right.
Watching Clay Zombies, that did pop in my head. Oh God, no! Oh no, Mr. Bill, it's a zombie.
That would be funny. Maybe he'll have a cameo in the next one.
Well, actually, we got someone's asking is besides Clay Zombies, have you thought about any other Clay monsters?
Yeah. I have. It's like honestly during the climax scene of the first Clay Zombies, I had made like a stop motion alligator Clay zombie for some reason, and I was like, I probably shouldn't put that in now. There's only been zombies, and all of a sudden there's going to be a crocodile. But yeah, every once in a while I'll think of some kind of clay creature. Nothing feature worthy though, you know.
that would have really been something. And you know the characters too. You had the one guy was like what, part vampire or something.
Quinn, what was the term? Quinn, what was he? He was like an auditor, a vampire hunter, werewolf.
Yeah, he's a quibrid. You know, because he's four things: notary, part vampire, part werewolf, and
warlock.
Part warlock. Yeah.
Where did that idea come from?
Well, honestly, it was a kind of a joke. My friend was reading some book. I think he was reading Percy Jackson or something, and that's like an actual term for when you're like a half god, half something else. It was some kind of hybrid, and he kept texting me like, "I'm a hybrid, half god, half something," just being silly. And I was just like, this is so goofy. I was like, what if there was a guy that was like totally serious though? And was just like, yeah, I'm part, you know, all these different creatures, and he has no way to prove it. And everybody's just like, well, is he or isn't he? So, but it does come into play. They need his expertise for Krampus in the Christmas special, so you'll get to see a little bit of that.
Yeah, my ancient enemy, because last year I decided to do a month of those Christmas horror movies. I'm never doing that again.
Only because you picked the bad ones. That's why you got to pick the good ones.
Oh, okay. We talked about this one last night. It was like Christmas Killing Tree or whatever. Imagine Chucky, but instead of a doll, it's a Christmas tree, and he's got a British accent.
Yes.
And he can't find his victims. He's just like killing people in the car, going, "Where's the bloody house? Oh, where's the bloody house? I gotta kill him."
What? Is he looking for a particular person, or what's the tree doing?
Because when he was alive, he was a serial killer, and this girl helped to catch him and lead him to his execution.
Okay.
So his lover puts him in a tree, and he's trying to find the house she's at. And you know, it's got the Chucky's one-liners, but this is not as entertaining. So again, it's like, "Where's the bloody house? I gotta kill the bloody woman."
It was bloody awful.
Watched the whole film like, oh my God, they did that. I thought Zombievers was bad.
You know what's funny? It's so weird how like tastes in movies can be so different, because I think I remember someone telling me about, I don't know if there's multiple or not, but I remember a friend telling me about a Killer Tree movie last year and recommending it. But maybe there's more than one Christmas tree killer movie now. I don't know.
I think there could be, because I think when I watched the one last year, which I'm not sure, it might be from ITN. I'm not sure because it had some of the people from ITN movies. And so there could be more than one, but it's still like, it's like, oh God. And the thing with me is every now and then I'll get something enjoyable like Clay Zombies. But the problem is I tend to also drift towards Zombievers, Killer Trees, the stuff that would leave a person in a mental institute.
Yeah, I mean, some stuff is like the spoofy stuff I just really get into, like the old Attack of the Killer Tomatoes stuff that is just so goofy and dumb. Especially Return of the Killer Tomatoes. I really like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is with me, when it comes to like the scale of bad movies that are good and enjoyable, the one that sets the bar is Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Yeah.
It only has one bad thing about that movie. Goddamn song. I mean, you just hear that song, you're like, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no. It's like, get out of my head.
That's funny. Cheetah said that I don't think it's a real movie, but it's funny. It says the trees have eyes.
Oh my gosh.
That would be a good one.
Yeah, it sounded like the tree needed eyes in the other movie Echo's talking about.
Well, he couldn't see where the house was, so yeah, maybe he did need eyes.
And then he kept changing size.
Yeah.
He's 4 feet tall, 5 feet tall, 7 feet tall, 20 feet tall, 30 feet tall, back to 5 feet tall.
Oh wow.
Does he have the power to change? They said it's probably what it is, the power to change.
Yeah, that's his Christmas power.
Oh wow.
Now I can talk about the scene where he sees another Christmas tree. Oh, how you doing? How you doing there, baby?
What is this? The whole Evil Dead branch scene now?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, I watched that movie and I inadvertently pulled a prank onto my friend. Because at the end, you can see where, I guess, with the FX people, whatever, they had left. So they had to do some of the effects themselves. So that melting scene, it looks like cheesecake with strawberry syrup, liquidy. And some of the stuff looks like oatmeal. So I'm eating oatmeal and he's having cheesecake. I didn't realize I was pranking him. Because also I hear this, you son of a bitch, I hate you so much. What'd I do? Look at the TV. Oh! Inadvertent prank.
Wow. Yeah, that's yeah, unfortunate.
You're a villain for Clay Zombies though. That one guy, he didn't like he didn't have to say anything. He naturally looks like evil when he's got that grin.
Yeah.
It's like when you see him and he can just have that grin. He's like, I know who the villain is.
Yeah.
So how did you decide to cast for that? Since speaking of villains, people you know or auditioned, how did that work for you?
Yeah. So a few people I knew already and had been in like the short film, and then when I made the short film, like I had never tried to make like something like really professional and good before. So I mean, I tried really hard on the short film, and if you watch it now, it's pretty rough. But I had to learn. It's like anybody who's scared to learn. You'll probably make something that you'll end up looking back on and be like, "Oh, I could do better," but it's part of the process. So anyway, I met the rest of the cast either on the festival run, like networking. I see other actors and films they've done, and shake their hand and talk to them, and add them on Facebook or whatever. And the other way was, I was part of local film groups on Facebook, and a lot of times people will share the short films they're in on these groups in Facebook or something, and I would watch them. And if there was one I liked, I would take note of the actor, maybe friend request on Facebook or something like that. And I tried to keep it like a fun process. I'm kind of different where, a lot of people like to do casting calls, traditional casting calls, and put up notices and all that stuff. I don't really like to do that. I don't like the vibe of all these people trying really hard, auditioning for a role, and then me having to send an email saying like, sorry, you didn't get it. I don't really like it. I'd rather find people that I know could do it and just like ask them like, hey, I wrote this story. You're a good actor. I think you do good at this part. And then there's nobody, failing auditions and like that mess of all that stuff. And maybe if I, make a bigger budgeted movie one day or something like that, I'll have to do a casting call. But for now, I kind of like doing it like this, just keeping my eyes out and in the local community and just kind of casting like that, if that makes sense.
Yep. Networking's a good thing. So.
Yeah, it really is.
The guy below me is just beginning his acting career.
Oh, very cool.
Yes. Camp Blood 9 comes out in January. Just went to the premiere in New York of The Stalking. Jeff Kirkendall wrote it and directed it with Mark Polonia. So hopefully that'll be out within the next 6 months, hopefully. Wild Eye, come on. We'll see when, but it is optioned through them for release. So, yeah.
Well, that's great.
Oh, yeah.
Low budget royalty.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, and with Clay Zombies, what's great about Clay Zombies is how I heard about it is by word of mouth, which is great with this community. Because your movie, Clay Zombies, was the talk from a lot of people. Nonstop. Oh, you got to see this movie. It's called, like, people who had talked to were like, Jake, he's super awesome. You got to see his movie, which in turn got me to basically, like I said, got me to go, like, I'm going to give in and watch it.
And that's how I heard it from everybody else.
Clay Zombies was the talk of the community and should still be because it is a super awesome movie. It's very fun to watch, which is what I like when I watch. When movies fun, I love that.
Well,
Where did the idea for the Christmas special come from?
Well, honestly, we were wanting to make like a third movie, but like I didn't really want to rush the script. That's the thing. Like working with the cast and everybody, we're all really tight and like working together and everything. And everybody's kind of wanting to do another one, and I did too. But I don't want to rush the next script. I want it to be really good. And anyway, I was feeling pretty bummed about some stuff I had going on, and I just had the idea for this Christmas story, and I wrote it in like 2 days, and just got the cast back together and everything, and it really did help me get out of my funk, getting to see everybody again and hang out with them, and we had a blast, and it's fun to kind of have something to keep me in the Christmas spirit all year long, because I've been kind of working on it all year off and on with either stop motion or we'd keep thinking of ideas and adding more scenes. So it kind of went from an 8-minute short to now it's like 22. But if I tell you the idea, I'll spoil the funnest part, but I'll say the main first part of the story is about a guy trying to make this kid's Christmas happy who's like living in a clay apocalypse, right? Which is funny to us because we're like stupid clay zombies, like it's so goofy funny. But in that world, it's actually a threat to them. So like I was like, well, what would a kid's Christmas be like? I guess it would suck because it's a zombie apocalypse. So what would it be like if someone tried to give them like a traditional fun Christmas like we've had as kids, or hopefully or whatever kind of holiday whoever celebrates. So
does it take place in London, Paris? Those who've seen Clay Zombies will get that. Right.
Yes. Yes.
You should have like the words across London, Paris. just to mess with the audience.
You can always film it in Paris, Texas, and say wrong Paris.
Wow. No, it doesn't take place in Paris, London, or London, Paris. That'd be awesome, though. I'd love to get this thing multi fictional European, I guess, right?
Right. It's the new world order, I guess, or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm noticing you got that Ghostbusters hat on.
Yes.
Have you seen the trailer for that upcoming Frozen Empire? And what do you think about it?
I think. Well, I didn't know. Well, I didn't think anything bad about it. The only thing, like, if I'll be honest, the only thing I was thinking is like, one, I was kind of happy they're moving away from Gozer and all that stuff, But then I was thinking like, yeah, I don't know what to think about it because it's kind of interesting, right? Like we've never had like a huge elemental threat like that before, so I'll be interested to see what kind of ghost entity or whatever. But I really like the last one, so I trust them, to do something good.
One thing I noticed in the scene they show in the trailer, because they're not giving us a full look at the villain. We're seeing a little silhouette, but they show you the scene where the firehouse is freezing and it's going down to the basement, and you see it creeping towards the unit where they keep all the ghosts. So I'm like, oh, okay.
I'm gonna let some out, maybe, I guess.
Yeah.
There was a funny thing on Facebook that said the villain has been cast for the new Ghostbusters movie, and it showed Jack Frost from Santa Claus 3.
Oh wow, that's not a bad idea to bring Marty Short into it. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be interesting, actually, though. Yeah. Jack Frost getting his revenge through the Ghostbusters.
Yeah. I'll be interested to see too if like Bill Murray and the. I mean, I know Ernie Hudson. I'm pretty sure he's supposed to have like a big part already.
I think
But
so.
you know, if Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd will be more in on the action this time, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hopefully, yeah, it's cool. I like seeing them all again, and who knows who else they'll bring back? We'll find out. Maybe they'll do like another cameo, like they did at the end of the last one.
Hey, wasn't Rick Moranis coming out of retirement?
Is he? I didn't heard that.
Something was going on with him.
I think you're right. I think he did something. I just can't remember what it was.
Other than that commercial with Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
they were going to be doing another Honey, I Shrunk the Kids movie.
Oh Lord!
How many times are you going to shrink those kids? It's like just take that, throw that machine out.
How many times you're not going to lock the damn door where that machine is?
Oh, we should be up here. Oh, poor Auntie.
Dude, I was just about to say that. That's like I can't think about that movie without thinking about Auntie.
I think that traumatized all children who watched it. Like,
yeah.
Hey, the way it screams, like I can hear him scream and save, and I'm like, oh man, that's just brutal. They also had like on Facebook like the starters childhood trauma. They had a Trey's horse from Neverending Story. The Who Framed Roger Rabbit shoe going in, all this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, what were they doing to us growing up, you know?
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, go back and watch the 80s cartoons, and they were highly offensive. Watch Mask. You ever watch the old Mask cartoon?
The
80s?
Mask?
The 80s, they had like this, it was like G.I. Joe meets Transformers.
Oh no, I never watched.
And they have these vehicles that can transform, and they go and fight the bad guys. And the one guy, he was like supposed to be like Bruce Lee. He's all like, "Oh, Confucius says to fight the bad guy." Oh, good Lord, no, they didn't go there.
I don't think that I've seen that.
I do think it's cool though. Like the older stuff used to be scarier for kids though, because I think some kids programming should kind of be scary just because kids should know that like the world isn't always nice and that there's scary stuff out there. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be like too safe all the time. Yeah. Like how they removed the guns from ET and put flowers. It's like, come on. I don't know.
You were talking about removing guns. That video game that Honor did for one of his movies. Which one was it? The one Last Action Hero. I think it was. He's like, remove the guns from the video game.
What?
What? A game with honor and no guns, no swords? Does not compute.
Okay.
Well, let's go, we're going back to Clay. There is a rather somewhat famous Clay video game. Good old Clay Fighters.
Yes.
Imagine doing the animation for that.
Dude, yeah, that'd have been sweet. I played Clay Fighter 63 and a third a whole lot on the old 64.
But think about like the animation for that, because normally when you see the old Mortal Kombat and stuff, they gotta you're throwing a punch, you're reacting. Now with the Clay, think about that. You gotta throw all these kicks and dives, and then you gotta. All right, you've animated and captured all the movements for the fighting. Now what about the reactions?
Yeah. That's the thing is like it's so laborious and slow, but then there is just some kind of magic in the end result, right? Especially with Clay Fighters, like I don't know. And that's what I'm kind of hoping, like not necessarily with just me or whatever, but that people start just trying to add more stop motion into the films again. You know what I mean? Because I mean, CG is freaking great. It's awesome. Like, I even incorporate it into my stuff too, just because if I didn't, I'd be working like 1,000 hours. But yeah, there's just something fun about stop motion, even with the the Clay Fighters. I'm sure they had like a whole team though, right? Like, So I don't know.
And then they also used it on Mortal Kombat because when you had someone like Goro, which I heard he's not the original puppet's not in the best of shape. All that movement around, and maybe just by this point, just the frame.
Yeah, it could be. I'd imagine. Yeah, it's supposed to start rotting pretty quick unless you take care of it.
Yeah, there are people out there, and I've seen some of these YouTube channels where they restore some of this old stuff. Because I think they had to do that with King Kong, that old puppet. But if you want good stop motion, one that I really liked for stop motion was Robot Chicken.
Yeah.
That had some good stop motion in it.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's that stuff's cool. I think theirs was like even crazier, where it was like 8 seconds a day or something like that. They each animator hopes to produce. It's like,
and then they also got to do the faces, make it, the eyes, and make it look like they're talking. And
yeah.
By the way, my favorite bit on that is when Scooby-Doo had to go fight Jason, and Velma's like, "You can't kill me, I'm a virgin." Takes the mask off. Oh, I can help with that.
Wow. I hadn't seen that. Did he have like the same Jason face with like, it's all messed up or whatever?
Well, no, it was like, Scooby-Doo, so when he pulls it off, it's like, "Oh man, Withers."
It's a fake, right?
Oh, okay.
Because it was in the old one, it was always, somebody else. It was always, "It's old man Withers."
Yeah,
I would have got away with it too. It went for these meddling kids.
And your Dawn Dog.
Yeah.
Ross was talking about Jason and the Argonauts. Yeah, a lot of these old movies, Jason the Argonauts. I want to say Sinbad was in there, or a Sinbad movie. The original Clash of the Titans.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The Kraken.
Yeah, I think that was his swan song. Harryhausen's swan song was the last Clash of the Titans. It's sweet. It still holds up in my opinion. You know what I mean?
The scene of the Kraken coming out of the water and just that big thing. Of course, the skeletons. You have the classic of them fighting. That had to be an interesting thing to do, though. You got to fight something that's not really there, and we see that nowadays when they have to do like a CGI scene. Okay, you're fighting a 10-foot tall monster. Now you pay attention to the Nerf ball. That's what you're fighting.
Yeah, well, like for the skeleton scene in Jason and the Argonauts, like it was like crazy how much they planned it, because basically they had a stunt team of sword fighters fight the cast, and they did it over and over. And then they had some guy come out and play like music and tap a stick. So there's like a guy playing music and tapping a stick while the cast fights the stunt team. And they did it over and over and over and over until finally the cast just did it without the stunt guys, and the guy with the music still tapped. And then when Harryhausen got it, I guess that scene of just the skeletons took him 3 months to animate, which was amazing. But yeah, it's like, to do that stuff really well, you gotta pre-plan it. Like I remember when I did it, when I seen in the barbershop with Dave Ogrodowski, like we planned that one pretty good. And like I think the thing that sells that one the most is just like he was really like throwing everything into it. I mean, by the time we were done, he was dripping sweat. He was soaked. And so yeah, I think it's just like dedication, If the actor's dedicated, even if they have to look at a tennis ball, we'll buy some of it at least, But yeah, it's like that stuff. Really great shots take the planning and stuff.
Yeah, which by the way, the tennis ball is better than what they do sometimes. Like with the Incredible Hulk, have you seen the behind the scenes?
No.
They got like this suit that some guy puts on that's like shaped like the Hulk's body, and you got to look at that, and it's like, give me the damn tennis ball. That looks so stupid. You want me to do something serious with this? I'd be laughing my ass off.
Yeah.
Yeah, but stop motion is. I want to say there's a lot of movies they've done it. I want to say a little bit with Jurassic Park or something.
Yeah, they were. So like the guy, the Phil Tippett guy, he did like a lot of Star Wars stop motion, like the Tauntaun, and he might have done all of it. I know he was a big part of Star Wars. He was supposed to do Jurassic Park, and he had like a lot of it done stop motion. And this guy in the computer graphics department had made like a T-Rex that looked really good. And he saw Steven Spielberg walking by and made sure to have a TV playing of the CGI T-Rex. And so when Spielberg saw that, he was like, wait, what's this? Like, this is what we should be doing, not the stop motion. And got Phil Tippett fired. And then the computer animators guys, though, doing CG, their animations were coming off so bad that they hired Phil Tippett, the stop motion guy, to tell the computer animators how to better animate the dinosaurs. So they're pretty cool.
It's like the old, like what do they call it? Motion capture. I think they're doing where you get like the little puppet and like telling the machine this is how they move.
Yeah, yeah.
Of course, when you watch the behind the scenes, they really did those dinosaurs like we started with the frame, then we did the muscles and the skin. No wonder he went for that. It looks so realistic. But it's still, stop motion is still better than what we used to get for dinosaurs. Freaking iguanas. It's a dinosaur! I just saw that at the pet store the other day.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the big thing. Just like take an animal and put it on the rear screen projector and make it look big, like a spider or whatever.
It's Catzilla.
Yeah.
Oh God, you had that movie, Night of the Skills or whatever, where they put like these rat costumes on dogs.
What was it? Night of what?
It's like the Skills or something. I can't remember. It's an old like movie from the black and white movie from the 50s or 60s. And I'm like hiding in this building from these creatures, and you look at the creature and you realize it's a freaking dog in a costume. I forget the name of it, but like every time I watch the movie, I just can't help but just the stare, like, really. That's just bad. I just can't remember. It's like another word for like rodent or whatever. It was an S. And I can't remember the name of it, but it's like shrews or something like that. Maybe someone in the comment remembers it, but it's just like, again, it's like you could have done stop motion for that, not just put a bad costume on a dog.
A lot cheaper to do that. Why do you have a young bunny with a gun on your banner, Mr. Echo? What is that?
Because when they designed this for me, and I like gaming.
Oh, okay.
And that's where the gun comes. The bunny thing comes from is because last year for Easter, 2022, I helped with an Easter egg hunt out, and someone gave me bunny ears. So I wore them during a stream, which led to the birth of the whole Echo Bunny thing.
Oh, okay, nice.
So someone goes, we need to have a bunny rabbit with a gun. The gun's video games, the bunny is you. Oh.
Well, that's cool.
Oh, it's just a little bunny rabbit. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for bunnies. Bunny's got a horror movie, okay? with DeForest Kelley. Night of the Lupus.
Oh yeah.
Another one of those. Let's just film these creatures and then superimpose everything on it.
Yep. I was thinking about Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Oh God, we had a kid on Halloween and he showed up dressed as one of the knights. So I'm looking at it. Well, I'm looking at this kid like, where have I seen that? Where have I seen that? He's got the plastic coconuts in his hand. And the kid was probably having a bad night because no one probably understood what he was, where it came from. Until I go, Monty Python!
Mm-hmm.
Biggest grin, like, somebody gets it! He starts taking the coconut, like, click, 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 click. So I probably made the kid's night just by screaming Monty Python at him. Yeah,
probably, because, I mean, it's an awesome movie, but I think probably it is getting less and less exposure these days.
Well, I usually, when it comes to Monty Python, my go-to movie when it comes to lines is The Life of Brian. when I call someone a naughty boy, it's, you know, he's not the Messiah. He's a naughty boy. Piss off. And of course, I tell people, you're having a bad day, just think about the song. Always look on the bright side of life. Which is one of the funniest scenes when they're on the crucifix, and it's like, we're screwed. We're all screwed. And he's like, always look on the bright side of life. And they're singing this song, you can hear him, you bloody loons.
I have not seen haven't seen that one yet.
My favorite skit from them, it's weirdest. Like people would think, like, you know, the pet store.
I like the pet store.
Or the lumberjack. Mine is was they're standing on this canal. They're dressed like these safari outfits, and one guy's got this little fish, keeps dancing over and slapping the other guy. Then he gets done. The guy he's slapping walks over to him, pulls out this great big, like almost 2 feet long fish, clubs him and knocks him into the water. And I lost it laughing. Like, why is this simple, stupid skit so hilarious to me?
They're all just crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, Jay, I did want to ask you, I forget his real name, but the guy who played the sheriff.
Yes.
I know he's like a supposed gun expert in it, and there's a lot of weapon use in it. How many takes? Was there like any like mess ups? I assume like people trying to use their weapons. Any funny stories with that you can share?
Yeah. His name's David Ugrodowski, plays Sheriff Locke. Yeah, it was pretty cool because I had a guy on set who knew how to use guns. He plays Chad in the movie. And so, like, I kind of had, like, a very quick kind of couple, you know, times where Chad would show people how to use different guns, how you know, load them, pretend to pump the shotgun, stuff like that. But with Dave, he pretty much already knew how to handle the pistol. But there was some funny outtakes where for, like, putting the paprika on the grenade, it, like... It's just kind of funny because we didn't want to do that many because he'd have to get the grenade out, put the paprika on it, and then throw it. And then if I needed to do another take, he had to walk, help me find the, you know, him and other people, sometimes not, would have to help me find the pin and the grenade again, put it all back together, clean it off, put the paprika back on it again in the next take. So that was pretty funny, just because a couple of times we didn't think we were going to find the pin. And I'm like, where did it go? And then, like, for his spins, he's got it about mastered now. But I remember when he would do the quick draw, we were thinking we would just, like, have to do a cut in the middle. But he eventually got it to where he could, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that was pretty fun. And it was just fun with Dave too, because it's always fun to just like come up with those goofy lines he says. Because that's like what my favorite part about the sheriff is like over the top lines. Like sometimes they don't even make any sense. Like that one where he's like, "Oh, looks like someone wants to shop at Grandpa's country store." Like I don't know why that makes me laugh, but just when we were just throw lines out there for Dave to say that were cracking us up and stuff. Trying to think if anything else funny happened with weapons in particular. I guess not. I did, although someone watched the movie and was yelling at me because the grenade launcher didn't have a muzzle flash. But they don't. If you watch YouTube videos, grenade launchers usually do not have a muzzle flash. So they were wrong.
I'm gonna have to. I haven't paid attention to that one.
Well, you know,
but Hollywood probably always adds them like, this will look better if we do this.
Yeah, it's just like with grenades. You know, there's usually no like fire, but because Hollywood likes, well, yeah, because like for a grenade in a Hollywood movie, they blow up gas, and like. That's not what happens with a real grenade. It's just like a bunch of shrapnel and smoke, and it's not like a big old gas fire. So yeah, you're right. They were like, "Oh, this looks cooler though. It's not accurate.
Yeah.
Let's pull up the gasoline.
Yeah, it's the Hollywood visuals. It's gonna have this big explosion. It's like Hollywood guns. Okay, this gun, its mag has 12 bullets in it, and you're never gonna have to reload.
They shoot it 50 times. They never change.
And never once you see this, let's change it.
It's like after how many shots was it? 30, 40? I lost count. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's funny.
If you watch some of these guns, like things they can get hot, if I remember right. All that firing.
Yeah. If you're really going full auto, but that's what's funny though. If you really did have an accurate movie, like during a big battle scene where everybody's reloading and stuff, it'd be like Left 4 Dead. Do you guys ever play Left 4 Dead?
Oh, okay. Yep.
Remember how annoying it would be when like you'd be playing and you'd hear the NPCs being like reload.
Yeah. That's not the problem I have with NPCs on games like that or Back 4 Blood. So when they stand in front of you when you're shooting, stop shooting me! Stop getting in the way of me!
Yeah.
If you want some really bad NPCs, it was one of the Ghost Recon games. I'm playing it, and the NPCs are like, I could really go for a steak. No, I can go for a hamburger. They start talking about food. Next thing you know, I'm sitting there, God damn, I'm hungry. All that food talk made me hungry. Like, God damn it, I want a steak. I want a hamburger.
I want a steak burger. There we go.
Nice. I could go for one, actually. Wow. You guys are making me hungry now.
Okay, and movies got fans. Have they ever created like send you like artwork and images of stuff they've made, but that's inspired by the movie, images stuff?
Yeah, there's been some cool ones. My friend Graham made some cool drawings of the clay zombies and stuff that were pretty cool. I think I have them on my Instagram. Maybe I'll try to share them when we're done talking. And another podcast I was on, they do like all their own custom artwork for their episodes, or at least they used to. And the Katie on that podcast, Grindhouse Girls, she like the dog in the movie was my dog, and she passed away. And then when I told them that story or whatever, they had already really liked the dog anyway. But like she painted Sandy's face with like zombies around it, but like in a nice way, and it was a really cute, nice drawing. And a guy I'm working with now actually did like this cool 3D. I don't know if I'd call it like fan art, but he did like a zombie dancing to the Clay Zombies theme song, like with a CGI zombie, because he's got a cool Instagram called like @OneMorePush, where he does all this 3D designs and tutorials and stuff. And he did a zombie dancing, and then we're like, he actually ended up helping me work on the Christmas special by doing a lot of like CG and 3D stuff, just because zombies have to have crowds, right? They're zombies, not zombie.
Yeah.
And the crowds is like the biggest, like it's one thing to animate like a kill or like one or two zombies, but then when you got to go with the crowds, it's like, oh my gosh, like this is impossible. So he helped me with a lot of the crowd shots and did some other cool things I'm really excited about. So what started as maybe him just doing something cool and sending it my way, I actually ended up working with him after that on the Christmas special. So
I mean, it sounds like these guys had restored a DeLorean and made it look like the Back to the Future one, and the studio called them up. Hey, we want to restore the DeLorean from the movie. Would you mind coming and helping us?
Yeah, that'd be rad.
It's like one of those things, someone does something, the next thing you know, but yeah, having, this scene, you got to have a large crowd of, 30, 40, 50, whatever, zombies. What are your choices? Make 30, 40, or 50 clay zombies, or just like animate them separately and do that. I'll have someone kind of CGI would work good there, though, if you're gonna have big crowds.
Yeah, And that's what I mean. It's like, if it's different if it's like, 4 or 5 zombies like in the barber shop, like, I'm not gonna complain about that. But if you want to do like an epic scene, like, and I want 40 or 50 zombies, and I'm one person doing, the editing and the color grading and the stop motion, it's like, if I want to have a life, I'm gonna go with the CG crowds option.
Hey, even you look at a movie like World War Z. They
Yeah.
did use a lot of CGI. You weren't gonna find 100 people to play zombies and crawl on top of each other to get to that city. That's one of
Yeah.
those. Yeah, but CGI would help there, because otherwise, yeah, you're gonna be like, no sleep. How long have we been doing this? 3 months. How long am I done? How much I got done? 10%.
Yeah.
The first 5 minutes.
How many more minutes do I need to do? 20.
That's what I'm saying. It's like soul crushing when you, So, yeah.
But then it's like when you see like he was, the end product. That's when it pays off, when you look at it and you see people's reactions and they go, "Dude, that looks awesome."
Was your your first thought? Yeah, I must be thirsty. Your first thought for the clay zombies. I know you said you watched Gumby. Was your intention to make them green like them, or did you have any other colors in mind, or maybe like certain types of zombies might have a different color, or what was the process on that?
Yeah. Well, to me, it's like always growing up, green was like, probably for you guys too, green was always like toxic waste or like, something mutagen or like
Yeah.
then rad and gross. So that's kind of why I levitated toward green. It wasn't until really some people on the cast and crew started riffing the Gumby jokes that I was like, oh, yeah, I guess they're green like Gumby. I guess we could. But like as an animator, it's way easier to just be able to buy green clay and like kind of know what you're gonna make and not have to make like a T-shirt for every single one and pants for every single one and shoes. So it was like, but yeah, so it was like green. I like green. It kind of reminds me of that stuff from the '80s, and then having different colors for different kinds. That's a neat idea.
But yeah. But so
You're
yeah,
welcome.
with green, you're right, because when I reviewed Leidenhausen Zombies, which I only watched because it had the word Leidenhausen in the name of it. I watched it and they had this stuff that's supposed to make artificial snow. It ended up making the zombies. It was neon green.
Oh, nice.
If you know it's green, especially if it's neon green, we got trouble.
Yeah.
Not if it could be neon pink, neon yellow, neon blue, neon red. That's okay. Neon green. Oh shit. But I think too with being green, they used to sell Gumby action figures. I haven't seen it in a while. They're like, hey, someone could probably modify that and like, look, it's a clay zombie action figure.
If they wanted to, yeah. They still do. Like I think I bought a new Gumby and Pokey a couple. Well, gosh, it's not a couple. They were selling them at Cracker Barrel like 7 years ago. I think I bought a new Gumby and Pokey, and I don't know. I'm sure they still sell them. Hopefully, I hope there's still love for Gumby out there.
Oh yeah, but yeah, all you can just take one of those figures and just do a little modifying. Look, I got a clay zombie figure.
Just squish it a little bit. There we go.
Yeah. Just get rid of the lump and add some weird green eyes, and you're good to go.
Yep. Round head, green eyes. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Was there any improv lines on the set that you kept in the movie, or was it more followed by the script?
Oh, there was tons. There's tons. I mean, a lot of them were like additional, like some like especially Alex, who played Timothy in the movie. He would just throw in something. I've told him a lot. He kind of reminds me of Robin Williams, where he can just go and he'll say something funny. So, like the one at the beginning when she says, she's talking about Emilio, and he says that guy doesn't know the difference between a proton and protractor. Like he just made it up. And the scene where Emilio is like giving his speech to the cult members, I didn't even write anything. I just because I knew Gabe was good at improv, I was like, okay. And plus, he is supposed to be just kind of full of crap, right? So like in the scene, I wanted it to feel like somebody is just kind of riffing because they're not telling the truth anyways. So I just told him the situation. I'm like, yeah, you've got these people as your cult. Like, just give one of your speeches. You know, you give speeches every day. Just go ahead and give one of your improv speeches, and he did. And I mean, I thought it was pretty hilarious, you know, and you and you know, and he's pointing to different people in the crowd, and you're going to see him playing. Yeah, maybe you, yeah,
or possibly you, or whatever the line was. Either
yeah,
possibly
exactly. So I mean, I think it's fun. I mean, I like writing stuff, but I kind of see it as like more of a skeleton because then the cast and because like if you have good actors or actors who care, they'll read their part and they'll think about it a lot. And like, you know, as an independent filmmaker, like I'll write the script, but then I gotta start doing all the logistical stuff. And you guys probably know about that. But like then I gotta worry about locations, how I'm gonna do it, blah 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 blah. And the whole time the actor's still thinking about their character. So when they come to set, they'll probably have tons of good ideas. And you're just one person. So usually I always try to hear people out, you know, as long as there's time. That's the only thing that usually would hold me back is like we've only got this location for 2 hours and someone comes up with an awesome idea and it's like that's an awesome idea, but we've only got 2 hours, so we can't do it. But yeah, it's fun, and I'd suggest to other directors to do it too. Like, you know, be proud of your script, but you know, listen to the people on your set. The actors care and they want to do a good job, and their ideas a lot of times are going to be good.
Yeah, it can add something. I mean, look at Full Metal Jacket. R. Lee's a lot of his speeches when he was being the drill sergeant. You know, that was improving. Rowdy Piper, They Live. Some of his lines. I'm here to kick ass, chew bubba gum, and I'm all out of bubba gum.
No.
It's like improv.
Yeah, that's one of the all-time best improv lines.
But then again, it's Piper. I mean,
yeah.
give me a minute. My dog wants in.
A bubblehead. It's funny. In one of the scenes in the stalking, I can't give it away because it's a one-liner, but I wrote a line for the insult of one of our insults in the movie of like in a couple of parts in different costume and stuff. So that was fun. So I'm like, yes, that's my insult.
Oh, see, that's cool. And
Yeah.
so were they like that too, where they were just kind of pretty receptive to your idea, or?
So that was pretty much like the only part that like was going to be more improv. I mean, it was mostly by the script. I mean, which was fine, and you know, but for that though, like to insult the people in the costumes, like as they were coming in, that was kind of an on the moment part. And she's like, "What should I say?" And I just said that. And I'm like, and she's like, "I'm going to say that. That's hilarious." So it ended up staying in. So
yeah.
That was good.
If you look at something like the Bird, have you ever seen the Birdemic movies?
Oh gosh.
I guess behind the scenes, he didn't really let them kind of improv too much. Which then when you watch it, you can tell because things can be so stiff and boring and horrible at times in those movies. And by the way, they're doing a part 4.
Oh, wow. Are you
Why?
serious? I mean, good
That
for
movie's
them.
epidemic.
You guys got to see. There's. Do you guys know about Corridor Crew? They're like these special effects YouTubers, and they went back and they redid the first, like some of Birdemic's special effects. It's really cool. It's like they made the special effects really good, and it's pretty fun to see.
I think I did a watch along and we told a joke about it, the birds in there, because there is a scene, I forget which movie it is, where one of the birds randomly like takes its own life. It's also dive bombs like, I can't take this no more. Randomly, it's like, wow, that movie's so bad, even the CGI birds wanted to kill themselves.
Wow.
Oh, it's as bad as the suicide lemur in American Dad. Oh, it's a lemur. Oh, and he's bringing the gun to him. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can tell if somebody's having, fun on the set and working there. because I think that shows in the performances. But if it's not, you can see it's like Birdemic. Everything's so stiff. Like the way they're walking, the way they're talking is like, ugh, they even enjoy themselves. Whereas, like with your movies, you can tell they had to be enjoying themselves because there's like energy there.
Yeah, we were having fun, and that was like, I'm just really careful of who I work with, and like I think someone started calling us the Clay Zombie family. I don't remember who started it, but it does feel that way. Like we get along really well. And thank you for saying that, Echo. Thank you. Yeah, we have a blast, and that's why I want to do a part 3, and they want to do a part 3, and just have fun. But I think you're right, and that is one thing that's interesting about like different films. Like I like doing goofy stuff, but like I have friends who've done like serious drama, and like it's just like I've asked like several actors, like what's it like to keep in that headspace all day? Like you're filming this funeral scene and you're supposed to cry all day, and then you've lost your friend. Like, are you the method, or do you just like as soon as they say action, you go to super depressed mode and stuff? Like, it's weird, like different style of movies, like how different they would be to do. Like Clay Zombies, goofy, funny. Everybody can think of a funny idea, and we might do it. And then like a drama where like your best friend got murdered. Like, what kind of set is that? Like,
It's like, how do they do these crying things? How do they, trigger it? What dark place do they got to go to just to shed tears? Because you can sit there, because you can sit there and act like you're crying, but to actually cry, you got to have the waterworks.
Yeah, and what's funny is I was on set once for a short film, and I was just helping on this one. The actress came, and she was sitting on the couch, and like they were doing the crying scene first, and he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna do the crying scene first." And I looked at the director, and I'm like, "Really? Like, should we start with like the crying? Like, wouldn't it maybe take a little bit for her to get there?" And I hear, and I look over, she's already full blown crying, like in the middle of me asking him if it was.
I think there's something they can use.
Yeah.
Like, there's like some kind of lotion or whatever that gets to the eyes and it stings them. And because I remember somebody one time talking about, I forget what movie it was, behind the scenes, and they said they overdid it. So they were trying to do it. They goes, my eyes were sticking like there was no tomorrow.
It's like, I think I'd rather make myself cry than put anything to burn my eyes. So,
even in wrestling, when that famous thing when Hogan talks about when he had to have Andre the Giant rip his shirt, he had to have the tears. He went to use it when he had a mishap, because when Andre ripped his shirt, he was like going like this, and his finger did one of these. Ooh. With that stuff on his finger right into his eye. Like,
right in the eye.
Ooh, ouch. He didn't have to fake cry. He was probably in actual pain.
Yeah.
Forget what it was, what they used. They said what it is. It's like some vapor rub or something you can just put, it goes near your eyes, and it just can cause those tear ducts to water up.
Maybe it was paprika.
It could have been, because it just does that. Someone else said they had to do a crying scene. They had trouble because they kept having to do it over and over again. But then they ran into a problem. They couldn't produce no more tears. They were doing it so much.
I believe that. I'd be scared of that too. Yeah.
I can't cry no more.
Yeah. I guess we're done. They can't cry.
You got that CGI guy over there? Okay, I'll do the acting. Just have him do the tears. CGI tears.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering, I'm thinking, Chris, the Clay Zombies, I kind of want to ask this, but, don't want to spoil it. Are we going to get clay reindeer?
Clay reindeer? Oh, gosh.
The correct term is cleindeer, okay?
Yeah, cleindeer. Yes. Flying cleindeer. Oh, my gosh. Unfortunately, there isn't, but that would be an awesome idea for like a Christmas special too. Like
well, there's so many holidays you can do with them.
Yeah.
There's Easter.
Valentine's Day would be good.
Oh my gosh.
Clay zombies find love.
We'll talk later. I'm giving you all these ideas. We can't spoil
Yeah.
it.
Come on, Clay zombies find love.
Wow, that's true. That's hold on.
They can get chlamydia.
I mean, there is a lot you can do with them, and again, not just with holidays, different events, and different things, and all. And you can always do what some other zombie movies have done. You know, they evolve them, mutate them.
Yeah, that did you guys check out that the new Daryl Dixon show?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Well, I'll shut up. But yeah, it was kind of going along those lines. I was surprised to see some of the directions they're taking that. So
I think that's because you look at zombies. You got your standard zombies, right?
Walkers.
Well, actually, it breaks into the Romero ones or the running ones.
Yeah,
you gotta spicing it up.
Mm-hmm.
So Resident Evil, okay, those movies don't follow a solid continuity, right. But you got like dog zombies, bird zombies. You got these giant zombies with axes that get the heads blown off with a gun full of coins. So it's like no, nothing against the standard zombies. You got to add something to them.
Yeah. I get that, and that's kind of I don't know though. Like Left 4 Dead, I never liked some of the special ones. It's just like ruined the game for me. Like the Hulk one that can throw the cement. It's just like, get out of here.
It's Left 4 Dead's spiritual successor. Back 4 Blood. Yeah. That's one of the worst ones because, okay, we have this zombie called a squeezer. Then this other zombie, oh, look, a squeezer. No, that's a basher. What?
Was this like Tremors now? The mutations?
They look exactly the same. And they're going, no, that's not a squeezer, that's a basher. What about the screamer? No, that's a screamer, that's a shrieker. What? Okay, that one that spits acid. That's a brute, and that's an acid spitter. They look the same.
Yeah. I mean, spoilers at the end of Clay Zombies. I had like them, turning so close together, they started becoming like different weird blobs.
Like a third,
which I thought was pretty fun. And like the idea of kaiju Clay Zombie has I've thought of it, and several people have told me, like that'd be a cool idea. I don't know, but that would be pretty neat too. As far as other mutations, I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I just think it just spicens it up because nothing against the classic zombie.
Yeah,
but you can only see that classic zombie so many times, and there's like you can do different things. That's where you get like the classic Romero zombie, shuffling and you get the Return of the Living Dead zombie, brains.
yeah.
Send more paramedics. And then you get the running zombie. You get the mutated zombie. It spicens it up.
Yeah, for sure.
It just helps make it more entertaining to the crowd. And Clay Zombies fits in that, because it's different. They're different.
Mm-hmm.
It's not your run-of-the-mill zombies, which I think helps the movie, because it's not your run-of-the-mill. It's not, let me shuffle my feet here and
yeah. Thank you for saying that. And I think it did work out, the fact we didn't have the makeup budget. I'm glad it happened.
Have you been to any conventions or plan on going to any?
I'd love to go to some. Problem with me is like I've just been too busy. It was like it's just hard, trying to balance like editing a project and like working on regular life stuff, and it's just like the convention thing keeps passing me by. But there's some cool ones. Like I keep hearing people talk about like that Cinema Wasteland and Horror Hound, and that'd be cool. Do you guys recommend any? I might write some down here.
Well, I haven't done it, but I don't think Steven's. You've seen some of them.
Depending on location, some good ones in Florida is Spookala and Spooky Empire. Spooky Empire just did their 20th one this past year, or this last month. I mean, yeah, that was a good one. Of course, Horror Hound, Monster Mania.
Isn't there one called Frightmare? But that's a
Texas Frightmare. Yeah, Texas.
But isn't there more than one Frightmare one?
I don't know if there is or not. I know Texas Frightmare Weekend is a big one. They actually got Eli Roth is going to be there next year.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I want to say Seattle has one.
I think they do Crypticon.
Yeah, that's like 3 hours from me. The place I never go.
What was the one they did in Kentucky? I'll have to get back to you on it. I can't think of it right now. I was going to go to it, but I ended up going to Spooky instead. But yeah, I'll let you know. But there's some good ones.
When about does that convention season start, though?
Well, they have them in May, October. They have them throughout the year. I mean, August. I mean, different ones, different times. And then they, like the same company might do multiple ones during the year. So it just got to look them up pretty much. But
what's great about the Seattle one? If you go to
Flashback
Seattle,
Weekend. I just remember Flashback Weekend.
If you go to any in Seattle, you get to see the world. You have to go and see the world famous gum wall.
Oh, okay.
Which,
gum wall.
Have you seen the pictures of this place?
No.
It basically is this wall in some alley near some place. Forget where it was. Some concert venue where people would go by and they would take the gum off, and they would put it on this wall. And you can see the pictures of this place. To this day, it's become a tradition.
So when you go visit, you can just add some more gum to it?
Oh my God. It's like so bizarre to look at. And they have to clean it every so often. And when I mean there's gum on the wall, I'd say, what would you say the average height of a person is? What? About 6 feet? This is about 8 feet, 9 feet up.
Oh, wow.
So they're either chucking it or they really got that reach. It's on the windows.
Science did exist.
It's on the walls, on the windows. There's like power boxes and pipes, and it's all over the place.
Wow. It's the sticky situation.
And when they clean it, they have to be out there in hazmat suits with the pressure cleaners. And then as soon as they get done, it starts again.
Yeah. I guess that would be fun for the people who do it, but I'm just thinking about the poor guy who's got to clean it, or a gal.
Yeah.
Gum wall. That's crazy.
What do you do? I clean gum off the wall.
And they said one of the problems they have is some of that gum is not sugar-free.
Oh.
So you got all that sugar and salt that's not going to be good for stuff.
Yeah, I think I'll pass on that trip.
Yeah, Echo, why are you telling me to go to the gum wall?
It's just I just want to know someone who's been there.
I just want to know. I just want to see pictures of it. Just take pictures for me because I don't want to go.
But actually, if you're a fan of
don't
media,
trip. Oh my God, can you imagine?
But no, actually, in all honesty, if you're a fan of physical media, there is a place in Seattle called Scarecrow Video.
Okay.
If you can look them up on Instagram, I've told people if I ever go there, you'll see me on the news. Strange guy had to be just like a library of movies you can buy, multiple formats, Laserdisc, Blu-ray, DVD, VHS. And I said you would know if I ever went there because you turn on the news about crazy guy causing scene and you see me being dragged out. I don't want to leave.
It's like staying past closing time. I don't want to leave. Too much goodness.
Yeah, sounds awesome.
Because Clay Zombies is on physical media.
Yes.
You get it, which is awesome.
Which I'll have to get. I watched it on Tubi, but
because there is this thing, Viva Physical Media.
Well, hey, I'm not hating on Tubi. I appreciate any watch anybody can do, but I just kind of went yes because that was what was most important to me. I love Blu-rays, so I love Blu-rays and the special features and being able to crack open that case.
Mm-hmm.
I actually had to calm down from the Blu-ray buying. I was going a little crazy.
Well, that's the problem. Is you can tell yourself, I'm not going to get any more. I'm going to put a stop to it, and then you go to the store, like online, and you see one. I gotta have it. Ooh, I gotta have it.
And then what sucks is when they have the special editions. You already have it, but now it's even better. It's like those bastards did it again. Just gotta have the new collection of it.
Yeah, like I'd got Bubba Hotep on Blu-ray. I don't know, a year, like 2 years ago, maybe. And then they came out with Bubba Hotep 4K over the summer, and it's like, are you serious?
It's like me and the Friday the 13th series. They started releasing them as steelbooks. So I had the Blu-ray 8 set. It doesn't. The only ones it doesn't have on this Jason Goes to Hell. No, it's just the Paramount ones. Oh, steelbooks. Oh fuck! I gotta get those.
And now there's, I don't know if it's still available or not, because I know the Halloween one is in or hard to get. But they have the Friday the 13th from Scream Factory. I have that set.
Yeah, I think the 8 set movie set is the same as the steelbook. It's like Evil Dead. I had Evil Dead on Blu-ray. I bought the steelbook and then opened it up, and I'm looking at the disc. All these are the same. And then I look at the catalog number on there. Shit, they are the same. So it's even worse. You're not paying any extra for a movie. You're paying extra for the case.
Unless it's 4K, unless it's been upgraded, but
yeah. But it is a problem. So you go, I don't, I'm going to stop. No more movies. Oh, hey, I need to get that. then you're telling yourself, you're sitting there, you look at the movie. I need that. No, I don't. I need that. No, I don't. I need it. Click. I don't care. I'm getting it.
It's been a few months now. I forget exactly when it was, but Vestron finally released. I was waiting for the longest time. I don't know if you remember the movie My Best Friend is a Vampire. If you ever saw that, Vestron finally had released it. And I was like, finally. And I forget the guy's name, but he was one of the doctors on House. It was him as a teenager. He was in that movie.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, they finally released that. Now, there's another movie I haven't seen in a long time or seen a DVD or nothing, but it was called The Skateboard Kid, where the skateboard was struck by lightning and it came alive and everything. Yes. It came out around the same time as like Prehistoria or whatever, the kid with the dinosaurs. It was like around that time.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And it's not only is it a bit, painful on the wallet to get all these movies, then there's another factor, space. Where are you going to put them? When you look around, you're like, oh, wait a minute. I got no space left.
Yeah.
It's like when you need a whole room of just movies. And then that's not enough either.
I was teasing somebody because they were running out of space. And I go, just get rid of your bed. You can sleep on the floor. You don't need a bed.
Yeah. Just sleep on a pile of DVDs.
Yeah.
But Clay Zombies is one I do need to pick up. But isn't there a comic book or something?
Yeah, there is. I probably need to reprint them. I think I've only got like 6 left. But
how did that come about, though? The comic book.
Well, I just really like comic books, and I'd always wanted to write one, and I thought it would be cool to do like a little. It's like a prequel to the movie. It kind of explains like, you know how Dr. Moeller in the beginning of the movie gets out that little square of clay and touches his arm.
Yeah, when he accidentally touches himself. Oh. He's all like, touch the clay, have a bad day. Oh, shit.
Yeah. So it explains what that how he got that cube of clay, and like, and all that stuff. It's pretty cool. There's like this SWAT team like going into this laboratory to save him and stuff from these, because there was like a little clay zombie outbreak before the big one in 2007. He accidentally had a little outbreak, and it's about that. So yeah, I talked to this. I wrote it, and I talked to this. He's a filmmaker too, but he's a really good artist named Derek Stewart. And I was like, I wrote this comic book. what do you think? And yeah, we just collaborated on it. It was fun, like getting to write one, and I put like all the trust in his artistry. Like I didn't say, draw it this way or whatever, frame it this way, and everything he did was really cool. So yeah, it's just a fun thing. I like stuff with a lot of backstory. I know some people kind of like more simpler stuff, and Clay Zombies is extremely goofy, but there is like a lot of backstory for anybody who would want to like dig into it. So that's what the comic book was pretty much for.
Well, you can always do what Tommy Wiseau did. Tommy Wiseau, The Room.
Yeah,
he sells a copy of it on his website where you can get a copy of The Room in a pair of boxer briefs that's got his names on the waist.
Dude, so I follow Tommy Wiseau because, like, say what you will, I just admire people that like make stuff, and even though like everybody in the world was like trying to make fun of the guy, he's like pressing on. He's still making movies. He doesn't care what people thinks. So like I followed him on Instagram. I like the guy, and he had like a deal.
Have you watched his Twitch?
No.
He would play like clips and stuff. It's not live. It's just clips of different bits he did. But yeah, okay, The Room is not a good movie. It's god awful, but it put his name out there, and he has a new movie out. Big Shark, is it?
Yeah, something like that.
I want to see it just because of him and The Room. I want to see it. If it wasn't, if he never had the whole Room thing, I wouldn't want to waste my time with it. But it's Tommy Wiseau who did The Room. Now I want to see it.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, like, I was going to tell you this funny story, though, where he was having a sale on his website or something. He, like, posted it on his Instagram where you could buy a jacket, a Tommy Wiseau designed jacket, a dog, like, from the Hello Doggy scene. It doesn't really look like that, but and something else. And he would sign them all for only, like, $30 or something like that. It is a kind of a cool jacket. But the funniest part is I wore his jacket to work once, not thinking about it. It's like, it just looks like a blue windbreaker almost. But like right here on the pocket, it says "Love is blind." So like I wore it to work, and my boss came to my office one day and he was like, why are you wearing this jacket that says "Love is blind"? And I was just like, do you know who Tommy Wiseau is? And he's like, no. And I was like, never mind. I'm going to explain it to you. So that was fun.
Yeah, but that one movie he did has made him legendary. I mean, the guy who did Birdemic, he's kind of somewhat in the same boat, but he's not as good at it as Tommy. Because Tommy is just, he knows it and he's out there. His character, I mean, it's like, is that how he really is, or is just something he does when the light's on? Like, how is he behind the scene? But he's legendary.
I think that's what kind of makes him so endearing, is like his weird accent and stuff. Like my friend Alex in the movie, who played Timothy in Clay Zombies, he like does an awesome Tommy Wiseau, and he'll like whip it out every once in a while, and it's just like funny. It's kind of like how people used to do Borat too much. It's like, if you get like a funny accent, people like kill it. But, he's got the cool accent, and he's just like a character, his long black hair, his goth look. So it's just like, I don't know.
Does he ever really open his eyes? Have you noticed that? He's always like, no, I did not hit her. I did not hit her. No, I didn't. Oh, hey, Mark.
He's in the moment, man. He's creating drama through his acting. I mean, you know what I mean? Like when you're soaking up drama, you close your eyes,
But how many people go to his Twitch channel? I think he even has a YouTube channel or two. Watch his movies, buy his stuff just because of this one movie everybody's heard about. Because for the longest time, I'd never seen The Room. You can, at one point in time, any YouTuber who covered movies, seems to be they talked about that movie. So I finally sat down and watched and realized it's much worse than they say it is. It's a god-awful movie, in my opinion. But it's legendary. And it's him.
Yeah. I mean, I find it like, well, tell me if you guys agree. There are some low budget movies, like, and they can be really low, but you can tell that they worked hard. And even though, there's some rough around the edges parts, it's like entertaining and you like it. But then you can watch some low budget stuff. You can tell they're just like trying to get maybe a return on investment, and like they're barely getting to the hour and 30-minute runtime, and you can tell a lot of it's just like fluff. I think that's the stuff people get mostly mad about, is when it's like you can tell they were just trying to make money and they barely made it to the runtime. You know what I mean? And with Tommy, it didn't feel that way. Like, I felt like he tried to make a good movie, and there wasn't like filler, so it was like mostly entertaining. I don't know. That's my opinion.
And he got people talking about his movie and him.
Yeah. Because I thought The Disaster Artist was sweet. Did you guys watch that?
Oh, I haven't seen it yet. That was with James Franco playing it, was it?
Yeah.
Have you seen his Batman recreation?
No.
Okay, remember it's the second Christopher Nolan Batman movie. They have that scene when they're in the police station and Batman's interrogating him.
Oh, yeah.
Tommy Wiseau has the Joker, and the guy who played Mark from The Room is Batman.
Oh, nice.
It's like, trust me, YouTube it is just, it's hilarious because he's trying to do, Heath Ledger's Joker.
Oh, I think I've seen that.
Yeah, and it's still Tommy, and the other guys are like, "Oh, where are they? Tell me where they are." He's in the whole Batman thing. It's like, you don't hit the heart, you don't want to slam the head down, and all the lines, just like Tommy would.
That's awesome. Yeah, I gotta see that.
I like the college humor Batman. I don't know if you've ever seen any of those. And he's like, "We totally had sex." And there's like, no, it's like, "Oh yeah, wrapped up in rubber." And he's like, and Ben's like, "Oh, that's disgusting." Just all talking. If you look that one up, it's so funny. It's like,
yeah, that guy. Yeah, that guy's hilarious. I've seen those.
I like those college humors. Those are funny. Then they had the Power Ranger one. The Zordon is a racist.
Oh yeah, you're the Black Ranger. You will be the Black Ranger, and you will be the Yellow Ranger.
The other Black Ranger. And then he sends one of them at the end of it. He sends him to Africa. He looks up. He's like, "I'm from Connecticut." It's like a gay Jew. Jesus Christ! It's just like everything's. It's like there's Power Man from Jorge. Power Sombrero.
Wow. I have not seen that one. The Power Rangers was my jam when I was a kid, so that's pretty crazy.
I was in high school when it came out, and I had never watched it. And my best friend, he's like, his mom told him, "You got to watch it, kid, brother." So I'm going to go visit my friend. So I go, "You know what, dude? Let's just put it on for him." So he was watching it, and I'm going, "This is stupid, but this is kind of entertaining." Plus, I had a thing for the time. Yeah, I had a thing for the original Yellow Ranger. I decided she was the cutest one.
Really? I was more of a Pink Ranger. Whatever, both of them. Yeah.
It's like one of those things. Just let them watch it.
It sucks. She passed away, or the original Yellow Ranger.
Yeah.
Did you see the new Power Ranger? Well, yeah, the reboot, the Once and Always.
Oh yeah, the anniversary one they did or whatever.
They actually did it pretty good, and the way they explained, Trini the Yellow Ranger and having Rita kill. I'm like, damn, they made Rita hardcore in that. Like no one ever got killed or anything in Power Rangers.
You should read the comics where she kicks Zed's ass and takes his mask off, and they made
I heard something about that.
They made her all younger and sexy and stuff, and she's wearing skin tight outfits. It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fuck Zed up and rip his mask off. Not Zed, but Zordon. Yeah, Zed. He's like gonna rip his mask off, and then he's gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna have to come with Power Ranger to fight her.
I haven't heard about that.
The best story for Power Rangers we will never see in live action, and that is Lord Draken.
Oh gosh,
I would have loved. He did do a short. Have you ever seen the short he did?
No.
Yeah, Yeah, that little commercial thing.
Yeah, well, it's him. It's Jason. Was it what's his name?
Jason David Frank.
Yeah, has this alternate reality Tommy, who's evil, and he's just sitting there watching the other Rangers from the other realities, kind of like in the comics. It's like, dude, give us that.
I think
that would have been awesome.
Yeah. What's that movie that he has coming out? It was his last movie.
Legend of the White Dragon.
Legend of the White Dragon. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. I mean, that was kind of, I liked Once and Always last year, but like it did kind of stink because the whole time I was thinking like that was like fresh after Jason David Frank passed away.
Yeah.
So I was like thinking about that a lot while I was watching it. But I think that
there was 3 of the original Rangers that weren't there.
Yeah, I mean, 2 of them weren't there for like. I mean, I don't know why they didn't.
Well, okay, original Trinity's dead, Tommy's dead. Jason, I heard, had some legal trouble. Something about money and embezzling or some shit. He got into some legal trouble, so it's like probably couldn't leave to go there. So he got into some trouble. So
I think the Pink Ranger, it was just came down to money, honestly.
Yeah.
Probably.
Well, she is probably the biggest name that came off that. She went on to have a good career.
Yeah, but I think the Legend of the White Dragon will be sweet. I think that will be pretty cool.
Oh, there we go. Power Clay Zombies.
Oh my gosh. Well, that would be cool though. Think about it. Giant kaiju clay zombie made up of a bunch of zombies and then a giant mecha robot. Like I'd like to see it. I don't know.
It could be, comical. I mean, we had
Lord Clay, I guess. Is it like
you ever watch the Feast movies? Feast. It was in the second or third one. They had the giant robot at the end show up.
Are you? I don't think I've seen them.
The first movie had Clu Gallagher in it, and what's his name? The guy that played Jay.
Jason Mewes is in it. Yeah.
And they're in this bar, and they got these monsters, and Jay dies. Jason Mewes, who plays him. I really think he plays himself. He dies.
He plays himself. Yeah.
When he gets his face ripped off, and they have like the hero shows up. The hero to save the day.
And she's died. He dies.
He dies, and then this woman comes in. And
Navi Rawad. I had her on the show episodes back, and we talked about.
Was that an indie movie?
It was the one where they made those movies when the Green Light Project or whatever. What was it called?
Project Greenlight or whatever.
Project Greenlight or whatever. Yeah, it was that one. Mm-hmm. Yep.
One series they need to bring back, I think it would be good for independent horror, 8 Films to Die For.
Those were good, the 8 films.
I would love to see that come back and give independent filmmakers a chance. 8. Jake, did you ever watch those movies, the 8 Films to Die For?
No.
They were also known as After Dark, and what year? Steven, do you remember what year they started? So early 2000s?
2006 or 7.
And then they took
like 3 volumes or something. 4.
Yeah, but they took a gap, and then they came back for another year. But there was 8 films, and the whole idea was these films were too extreme for the movie theaters, but they weren't. These were average. These are more like the movies you probably figure they maybe wouldn't make any money. But good. There was grave dances about these people that dance on these graves. That's the bad part of the graveyard. This is where the killers are buried, and the spirits start haunting them. Reincarnation, where this Japanese movie where this guy had killed all these people in this hotel, and they're going to make a movie there years later, and it turns out the cast is made up of the reincarnation of the victims, and one of them was the reincarnation of the killer. There was
the many deaths of Ian Stone or something like that, where he kept dying.
Dark Ride,
Tooth and Nails, Mulberry Street.
There was a Butterfly Effect in one of the later ones.
Oh, they did a Butterfly Effect 3, yeah.
Wicked Little Things.
Yep,
These were just the 8 films straight to video that they said they were too extreme, too much for the regular theaters. But when you really watch them, you realize they weren't. They probably were the movies they figured if they put in the theater, they weren't going to make any money.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they were good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, and something like that I think would be good to bring back and give 8 independent filmmakers a chance. You know.
Yeah.
Especially if you make it you know, physical like that series is. I mean, that's, you know, check it out, man. It's great. They're cool movies. They're really enjoyable ones. There was one had Charlie Murphy, Eddie Murphy's in it, brother, where they had like these monsters that were hunting them and stuff. A lot of really good movies, enjoyable movies, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Reincarnation is my favorite. Some people say Dark Ride is, but they're really good movies.
Yeah. Should look them up and see here.
But yeah, they took a break for a year or two, and then they started doing them again.
Oh, okay.
And then they stopped again. But like that right there, something like that, I think would be good for independent filmmakers, because it's actually After Dark Films, which is or was part of or owned by Lionsgate.
Was it?
When you look it up, the name Lionsgate pops up. When you watch the movies, chances are you're going to see the Lionsgate intro, because the Lionsgate was linked to them. And they're really good. Something like that, I think, again, that'd be good for independent filmmakers to get them out there. Although right now, yeah, it is Tubi.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the cool thing about Tubi, but also the crazy thing. I mean, there's like 200 new low-budget movies getting on Tubi a month, and like, it's just.
I know.
Yeah, movies you would never really see it when you're scrolling through. You're like, oh, okay, this looks interesting.
And
some of them are, some of them might.
Yeah, and like if you need a movie to review, you can just go right to Tubi.
Yeah. Yeah, one that like the company that owns Screenbox Cineverse, they're really cool too. Like, I've been going to their app lately too and finding like a lot of cool movies I haven't heard about. So yeah, there's like Tubi and Cineverse, and I mean, there's all kinds of cool free apps out there now. Like you basically almost don't even need Netflix and HBO and that stuff, really.
Tubi has more than Netflix, really. Besides a couple of the original shows that they do.
Tubi started getting some of the DC stuff. They got Batwoman, they got Swamp Thing, the shows.
Birds of Prey, yeah.
Oh, they also got Red Dwarf. Great British comedy.
They got all the Doctor Who's on there, the older ones I saw on there.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
But that's like if you need something to review, go there.
Yep.
Yeah, and they actually do. I think they treat the indie artists a little better than the other streaming apps too. So, just putting that out there if anybody's watching an independent film. But
definitely the place.
I mean, we got this one director, Mark Polonia. He's got a ton of movies. I found out because when I did Army of Sharks, I'm going to review shark movies. I look up sharks. Who directed these films? Mark Polonia. We know who the Shark King is.
Did you ever watch Doll Shark yet or not yet?
I haven't seen Doll Shark.
Echo, did you watch it? I can't remember.
Not yet.
Oh my gosh!
There you go. A clay zombie shark. We have had a zombie shark movie.
Sharkenstein.
No, there is a zombie shark movie. I think it's called Zombie Shark or Undead Shark or something.
Well, we have there's a ghost shark too. That was weird.
Oh yeah.
If you just type in shark on Tubi, just type in shark, tons of shark movies come up on there. That's all you got to put. There's like, I don't even know how many of them on there, but
it's Clay Zombies, the Christmas special. Is that going to be on Tubi eventually?
I don't. I'll have to see, because Tubi's got like a weird. Well, not weird, but like Tubi. I don't think they. So the Christmas special is only 22 minutes, and I think Tubi only lets indie artists submit feature films or series.
Well, then they need to take Dustin Ferguson off because I don't consider those movies.
His movies are under an hour.
Well,
and actually the probably under 30 minutes because he does
credits and fill-in scenes that are just
a lot of scenes that these really long scenes, like what was it, Cocaine Cougar? It's following these people around for what, 5 minutes at a fair or whatever, no rhyme or reason, and it's just like,
well, he had like a clown. Just was it Clown House? I forget which one, but it's like going through the stairs, and I thought something would happen, like something interesting, and then it just stands on this puppet for like 3 minutes. Like, okay, is something going to happen any day now? No.
So maybe if you put in a lot of long, unneeded shots in there, get it close to an hour, long credits, Tubi be like, yes.
And even I'm sure you could make it more interesting than at least add something to it because
oh gosh.
Well, there's a few of us who are into bashing him.
Yeah, I've the thing is though, I don't know him at all, and I'm sure he tries, but like that's kind of what you guys kind of hit on what I'm talking about. People get a little upset if they can tell you're putting in filler footage. You know what I mean? People get offended by that. I mean, I get offended by it if I feel like there's filler footage.
And if you're an anime fan, you should be used to filler because anime loves filler episodes.
Oh, Dragon Ball Z, yeah.
Oh yeah, but putting it in a movie, these again, following some around for 5 minutes, you don't tell people who they are, what's going on. You're not giving them invested, and then one of them dies 10 minutes later. You're just like, why follow them around for 5 minutes? They're not going to tell us anything.
Yeah, that's like one of the hardest things is to try to get people to care about the characters. You know what I mean? Like you just said, that's like so hard to make somebody likable enough or relatable or something so that if they die, people just don't go.
But a movie that's really good at developing and getting the characters, getting you invested in the characters is Train to Busan.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The way Joe Bob Briggs called it the perfect zombie movie. I'm not going to say it's the perfect zombie movie, but in terms of getting you invested in the characters, I mean, when something bad would happen, like those two sisters who just had each other, you'd get upset.
Yeah.
Because you were invested in them.
Especially with the really cool badass guy who just wanted to protect his wife. That one was tough.
But yeah, first, he was that whole thing, you can see him so proud. I'm going to be the father for the first time. I'm so happy. You can see she was, to me, what I recall, was being a bit nervous. But he's like, I'm going to be a father. And again, yeah, something bad. Oh, the girl and the baseball player. And you got invested. And you had the one asshole guy. You had to have your asshole guy in there.
Yeah.
Who you're just like, I got you invested. And that is why that movie is just awesome to begin with. Because it gets you invested.
Yeah. Crap. What were we talking about before that? Oh well.
The filler in movies.
The filler, like when you follow somebody around, you're not telling them why you're following this person around.
Oh, okay. Before that, so there's good ideas, guys, but I'm not gonna do that. But like because Frosty, the snowman, was only like 22, 23 minutes. And there's a few other little old cartoon specials that were only like 23 minutes. So I'm just going to keep it there.
Yeah.
I'm sad it probably won't end up on Tubi, but what am I going to do?
Hey, you can always do a new special edition of Clay Zombies on Blu-ray with
the extended Christmas. There we go. Yeah, I had it on. It's part of the movie. So.
That'd be cool. Maybe I would do that.
It's the extended version of Clay Zombies.
Yeah.
That'll work.
But we're going, I already got a copy of it. But this is extended. It's got the Christmas.
Oh, right. Shit. Now we got to buy this one, but okay. What's the meme with Fry from Futurama? Is like, take my money.
Yeah. That's right.
But when you announced it, Clay Zombies was what, a year ago, something like that. It wasn't that long ago, was it?
Well, that I announced the Christmas special.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It was like, I think we started filming it in January.
And it was one I hearing about it, and after seeing the movie, it's like, I'm intrigued. Yeah. I want to see it.
Thank you. Yeah, yeah, it's fun. If you like the first movie, it's got like everything's amped up. Like there is a really cool zombie fight scene in it that tops, like as far as scale, like any from the movie, like the most zombies ever, and it's just crazy. And there's this holiday fun. There's like a narrator, like in Rudolph. You know how there was the snowman.
Oh yeah.
And this one, it's Becky Rue, who played Anna Stair in the first movie. She's like the narrator throughout the special, and I just try to make it cool. I think you guys might dig the Krampus fight scene as well. It goes pretty over the top.
I'm interested because you're saying it's Krampus. I'm interested in his appearance.
yeah.
But his thing is, after last year's Echo Krampus month, I swore any horror-related Christmas stuff off. Oh, here's something I might want to see. Actually, I am going to want to see, but I'm not going to see anything else horror movie Christmas-wise after last year.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
I'll stick to Christmas Eve or Silent Night, Bloody Night, or Silent Night, Dead of Night. Two movies I often get messed up.
Well, instead of Santa's sleigh, we got Santa's clay.
That's right.
Hey, Santa's Sleigh was an awesome movie.
Yes.
Goldberg.
Wow.
The scene in the beginning killed for interest in all the Chris Kattan. That's awesome.
Where did all the budget go? Well, Bill Goldberg, Chris Kattan, Fran Dresser. Oh, fuck, what was his name? That one actor.
Oh.
Kane. His last name was, I want to say it's Kane, but I can't remember his first name.
Is it the older guy, Michael Caine?
No, it's his son was on Hawaii Five-0.
Oh gosh.
Not James Caan, is it?
Was that James Caan? Was that James Caan in that? I guess that was James Caan who played the father.
I don't.
Oh, I know who you're talking about because he played Spartacus, but I can't remember his name.
It's like all your somewhat big name actors went to there. So there's one scene that's like 5 minutes long of Bill Goldberg killing them, and then you get the rest of the movie. So where did all the money go? Bill Goldberg and all these other people.
Emily DeRaven was in it? I don't remember that, but okay.
But hey, we got Goldberg to deliver a spear through a window into some butcher.
Oh, that's cool.
That movie also, I did believe it used stop motion. In the flashback scenes, when they're explaining, because the whole idea is Santa is like actually Satan or whatever, or the son of Satan, and he had lost a game currently to an angel. And I want to say when they do the flashback scenes talking about how he lost, they did stop motion in the style of those old Christmas stop motion movies like Rudolph.
Oh, cool.
Which is a highlight because, again, Rudolph, awesome. Yeah, I barely recall the second one. I know there is a second one to Rudolph. I want to say.
There is, but it was like 3D animated. Oh, wait, no. It was Rudolph and Frosty's Christmas in July.
Well, no, there was one that was like the Island of Misfit Toys or something.
Well, that wasn't that one and like 3D CGI. I didn't like that one.
But yeah, that's to do that at the beginning was pretty cool. To recreate that style of stop, not just the stop motion, but the appearances of the characters, which to recreate that appearance and that style would be the stop motion style is one thing, but the appearance is another, because you got to make it look like they did. What year was that? They did Rudolph.
I think it was like 1965. I might be
So
wrong
then,
though.
yeah, so then you got to recreate that design of the characters.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be tough. They probably had to hire a really cool artist to do that.
I was checking to see if it was still on Tubi or not. But there is a Wild Eye movie, Queen Crab, where it had the giant crab in it. And this girl ends up feeding it's like genetically, her dad was a scientist trying to make food to grow. And she took it and was feeding it to this crab. And the house blew up in the beginning and she went to live somewhere else. And the crab like stayed friends with her all the years. It's like 50-foot tall crab.
Oh,
I like that one. I've seen it. And you know what's funny? I wanted to buy it on DVD, and I put like on Amazon that I wanted one, and eventually I got an email that like someone had finally listed it. Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one.
There's one I want to see. It's called Crabs.
Oh God, no, you don't.
No. The reason why I want to see it because there's another YouTuber, Alucard. When he did his review of it, he goes, "Guess what? I got crabs," which I found completely hysterical, and just on that makes me want to see it. It's cocaine crabs from outer space. I don't want to see.
Oh, that looks so silly.
Why don't you want to see cocaine crabs?
Well, here's the thing. I think it was Steven told me about it, I believe. And I didn't believe until I went and watched the trailer. And it looks like those plastic doesn't move toy crabs.
And then they used like a skeleton, like a person. Holy crap! They're like
throw
crabs.
the crabs these toy crabs at somebody, and they fall down, and then it cuts to like those plastic skeletons and these plastic stationary crabs on top of it. And it's just one of those like, oh God, no. So God damn it, Steven. God damn it.
It's like they rushed that movie big time. Like that was like
it was like one of those ones like because you had the whole cocaine bear thing happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, cocaine cougar, cocaine shark, which was going to be called what, narc shark?
Narco shark, but because of
cocaine spiders from crabs from outer space, whatever. All these ones.
Oh, Crackoon's coming out.
Did you ever hear the real story of what happened with the cocaine bear?
Oh, died.
It was inspired by a real event.
Yeah, it did really happen, except it didn't go crazy and kill.
It was the guy jumped out who was smuggling, was transporting drugs, and he had too much on him weight-wise when he jumped out of the plane, so he fell to his death. And bear, was it a grizzly bear or a black bear? It was a black bear, weighed less than 200 pounds, found it for the drugs, ate it or whatever, and then died.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's what a crazy way to go, you know?
The 60s
was talking about Rudolph, I think. Yeah.
Well, of course, it was Clay Zombies Christmas special.
Yes.
The Christmas music. Are we gonna get the Clay Zombie style Christmas music?
Well, you're good. Yeah, there's a brand new a Clay Zombie Christmas song where I wrote the lyrics, but my friend Sean Price, who's really good musician, he took my lyrics and made it into a song. And he changed the lyrics a little bit, I think, to make them fit better. So there's brand new a Clay Zombie Christmas song, and my wife and one of her bandmates did a really cool rendition of Carol of the Bells, and her bandmate Pat did like a Silent Night rendition for me. And then my wife just made some freestyle Christmas music I really like. I think she did an awesome job. So yeah, we're gonna deliver some Christmas tunes.
So we're gonna get the 12 Clays of Christmas.
Oh my gosh!
Damn, StreamYard acting up on me there. But yeah, I mean, it's a Christmas movie. You figure it's got to be Christmas music.
Yeah.
Oh, but here's one for you. Okay, it's Christmas. Eggnog. Are you pro eggnog or anti eggnog?
I don't think I'm anti, but I'm like limited. You know what I mean? Like I'd maybe have a glass of eggnog. That's it.
I like eggnog, but I'm anti spiked eggnog.
There we go. Yeah.
Because see, I'm a Navy brat. So back in the 90s when my dad was still in the Navy, in the 80s and 90s, when he'd have his crewmates over, they'd spike the eggnog. So there's little Echo, getting drunk, and then crawling up the steps. I'm gonna touch it again. 1 year later, I'm gonna touch it again. So, like, if you want to keep me away from it, spike it, and I won't go near it.
There you go. Yeah, that's a lot going on. Eggnog with alcohol in it. That's a lot. Yeah. There's hot cocoa. There's Krampus.
Costco
holiday tunes.
Yeah, Costco has this one with crushed, powderized candy cane.
Oh, nice.
And it's not the chunks. It's been crushed into a powder and mixed in with the hot cocoa. It is so good.
It sounds good.
Yeah.
It is. It's a favorite of mine. I've had the other ones where you have the little chunks of it, but this one, they turned it into a powder. It's like they crushed it into a powder and mix it in with the cocoa. I forget the exact brand, but if you can find it, it is so good.
It's like, now I want hot cocoa.
Yeah, I know. With candy cane crushed.
Thing is, I would like to know more about Clay Zombie Christmas, but at the same time, I want to be surprised.
And since it's a short, it's hard to talk about it without.
Yeah.
That's the thing with like anthologies and shorts and stuff. You want to do a description about it. It's like kind of hard because it's like, well, I can't really say too much about it because if I do, it's the story pretty much.
Just as long as it's better and not as torturous as that certain Star Wars one.
Oh gosh, yeah. I think you'll enjoy it more than the Star Wars holiday special, but probably not as much as the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. So it's like in between.
No.
Well, actually, I haven't watched the Guardians one because I'm burnt out. I'm burnt out. I'm burnt out on Star Wars. I mean, not Star Wars, but on superhero stuff right now, on the movies and stuff. I'm burnt out.
Not really too much of a super. I mean, it's just them trying to get Star-Lord a gift, which is Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, Echo, it's good, man. Like, and I get what you're saying about the fatigue, but like James Gunn doesn't play. Like the Guardians 3 is a masterpiece, and the holiday special is really good. Like you'll like.
Yeah.
And then the Christmas song that he sings.
You can now use Guardians to play. What was it? 8 Steps of Bacon or whatever. What's that game?
Oh yeah. The something 5 to Kevin Bacon, right?
Yeah, where you can trace it back.
Yeah, that's it.
You can trace it back.
Degrees is how many degrees is it now?
It's 5. You're right. 5 degrees of Kevin Bacon. That's it.
Yeah, connect all the actors all the way to Kevin Bacon.
Hell, you can connect them to.
Well, shoot, you say Chris Pratt, just be like, Kevin Bacon. I win.
Hell, you can link Kevin Bacon to Bing Crosby.
Oh wow.
His Bing Crosby's son was with him in the original Friday the 13th.
Oh, nice.
The guy that gets the arrow in the eye when they find his dead body, that's Bing Crosby's son.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
That's the linked. So you can sit there now, do it with Bing, and like simply go like one step. Oh, Friday the 13th. Boom, like that.
That's awesome. Yeah, you guys both have 2 people. You can get an instant win if you have to play 5 degrees Kevin Bacon. Yeah, but no, I've had a lot of fun. Yeah, Steven, you're right. It's like, I'd like to talk more about it, but since it is a short, it's like basically if I say anything, it's like, it's kind of, but
here's one. Would the music ever be released in some form for the people who might want to get their hands on it?
Yeah, so from the first movie, like a lot of Fire Tiger songs are out there in the wild, like Clay Zombies, the theme song, like they sell it, I think on iTunes and Spotify. But my wife has been working on, because she did the first movie, she has been working on like the soundtrack. I just don't know when it'll be released, and hopefully one day this holiday special will be too. It's just one of those things where it just takes time,
And what's next for you after this, other than probably catching your breath?
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I've got a cool idea. I might do about a guy who falls in love with the Tooth Fairy, and then or a new Clay Zombies. So maybe between those two ideas. And I know what you're thinking. It's like a really weird thing to say, a guy who falls in love with a Tooth Fairy. But I'm telling you, it's
Stranger Things. We had a guy fall in love with a mannequin.
yeah.
So hey.
But it got like funnier and funnier the more I thought about it. And normally, if I have an idea like that, I go with it. Like Clay Zombies back in the day, I wanted to make a feature, but I told everybody, I was like, well, I can't make a feature unless I come up with ideas that make me laugh so hard. I feel like it's worth it. And then I ended up doing that. So I don't know. But other than that, yeah, I think you're right, Eka. I'll take a breath and just see what's happening.
Plus, we'll get it into that time of the year where it gets a bit chaotic.
Oh yeah,
the holiday season. That's a good time. You don't want to be too busy, and because it's holiday time.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why when I do Christmas shopping, I don't go to the store.
yeah.
I stay away. I have Todd McFarlane has his toy line, and he had the movie Maniacs, which is different characters from the movies. Series 1, Jason Voorhees. Took me forever to hunt it down. Around Christmas time, I find it. I'm walking up to the register. Some asshole walks up behind me and tries to rip it out of my hand.
Oh my gosh.
So that's the kind of stuff that happens during the holiday time. So I'm like, someone goes, "You want to go shopping for Christmas stuff? Let me stay home and do that online."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the safest bet. That's crazy, man.
Because it is a chaotic time. Of course, yesterday was one of the most chaotic times. Black Friday.
Yeah.
I refuse to go to a store on Black Friday.
I watched Black Friday on Black Friday.
Oh, with Bruce.
That's a good one.
Oh yeah, where he plays the store manager.
Yeah, and what she's talking about with the rocks in a Tooth Fairy movie.
Oh, okay, yeah, the Rock Tooth Fairy movie. Yeah, okay.
And then they did a sequel, which had Larry the
Cable Guy.
Oh yep. Boy,
how do you go from one of the hottest acts to that? I see your message. Yeah, we do gotta go because I gotta get something to eat.
Yeah, it's almost coming up to 2 hours. So yeah.
Yes. So, any last questions, Steven?
What in your spare time? I always guess anything you can tell us about yourself, whether hobbies or talents or anything that you can share.
Yeah, I don't really know if there's talent there, but like besides being a filmmaker or whatever, like I do enjoy just regular photography and taking videos of things and things like that. The occasional video games, although after Elden Ring, nothing else has been as good for me lately. It's like, where's that Elden Ring DLC at? But yeah, just spending time with friends and going to movies and stuff. Used to play guitar. I don't really anymore. Just spending time with my wife. I'm a simple man.
That works. I got one last question. If anybody wanted to, get into making films, writing, directing, or whatever, what kind of advice would you give them?
Well, to just do it. Don't worry about like, not having a great camera or sound equipment. And they'll hear that a lot because I heard it. But, you don't have to make like this perfect thing for your first movie because, I just made something and I met all these awesome people, these wonderful people that like saw something in me and I saw something in them and we worked on more projects together. And that never would have happened if I just would have been too scared because, I didn't have the best camera or sound stuff, but I made something and I put it out there as scary as it was and as painful as it is. Cause there are going to be people who just want to shut you down and keep you from doing anything. They want to tell you you're awful, you suck, kill yourself. But you can't listen to them. You got to just put something out there the best you can, and you're going to meet other people you like, and you'll get to work on these things, and you'll get to go on an adventure you never would have got to if you were too scared. So I'd say just whatever camera you have, look up YouTube tutorials, how to use it the best. Buy a couple cheap lights, because it really just does come down to lighting and a camera, and the lights can be pretty cheap. And just watch videos, learn, get a little sound recorder like this. You can buy separate microphones to attach to them, and the sound's always pretty good. I mean, you can get a nice little setup for like $300-$400 and just go for it. You know, you don't know any actors, get online like I did on Facebook and find actors. A lot of actors out there, if you have a nice idea and you're passionate about it and you don't have any money, sometimes they'll help you. They'll be like, oh, you do have a good idea, I'll help you. I know what it's like to start out. So just write something that you really want to do, you never seen before. Like this Goofy Clay Zombies thing, it's something I'd like to watch. So I was like, let's make it. Is that helpful at all, Echo, or did I ramble?
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. I want to thank you for joining us. And if anybody hasn't seen Clay Zombies yet, you're being a bubblehead. You're being a bubblehead. Don't be a bubblehead. Watch it.
Stop it.
If not, we'll mail you guys some green clay.
Yeah.
Gosh, I had so much fun, Echo and Steve. You guys are awesome. Please have me back on.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Maybe, if you guys, please go to, anybody watching, please go to clayzombies.com. I'm going to have the online release date of the Christmas special. And if you happen to be in Ohio, the premiere of the Clay Zombies Christmas will be on November 30th at the State Theater.
Yeah. I have the link for his Instagram, for the Clay Zombie Instagram, and the website in the description.
Nice. Thank you.
And then thanks again. And next week we'll be going back over to my channels, same time. And Gabriella Pizzolo from Stranger Things and Pretty Little Liars will be joining us next week. So
finally, after
the SAG strike, yeah, I know.
We were supposed to interview her, but I did all this research, and then they went on strike and couldn't do it.
Yep. So, but she is here. I emailed her. She's very excited, looking forward to it. She's got it on her Instagram page, going to promote it some more during the week, and so should be good.
Awesome.
All right, take care, everybody. Have a good night.
Hey, have a good night. Thanks, guys.
Take care.
Bye. And I am out of here.